Happy Christmas, Kengan fans, and here is your Christmas Day unwrapping. Here is your gift, a chapter that actually dropped on Christmas Day, chapter 289 of Kengan Omega. Happy Christmas, everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying yada yada yada. As you can tell, just got out of the shower, shoveled, got to do family stuff. But with this chapter actually dropping, I didn't think that in 7 days thing would be accurate, but lo and behold, here we are. So, but I like the chapter, so I just wanted to take, 10 minutes, talk about it, and boom, and then get to turkey dinner. So, without further ado, let's jump into this, because I know some people are not going to enjoy what's going down here, but I like it. I like it just fine, okay? We start this off, we're at the JPW, the Super Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo, and Ohma is testing out his new, I guess this is the start of principles for Ohma. He started to learn exactly, the way he describes it is the moment of striking that Shen had already shown him. And obviously, we know he's been practicing in the mountains with Kuroki. We can all assume that Kuroki does, if any character in the entire verse has a shot at being at the baseline for principles, it was already the Beard himself. So by him going up to the mountains, training with Kuroki, yada yada yada, we're just seeing the fruits of this labor. And as we've seen before, Ryan has already sort of, I think it's been overhyped to a degree exactly, because it sort of works like how redirection, kind of the flow of power works, right? Not exactly principles, but a lot of people have attributed Willem's last statement to how Ryan defeated him as using the same principle as the connector. Granted, yes it is, but principles is simply the apex of utilizing the flow of power, which is what Ohma has been doing since the inception of the series, right? All about manipulating the flow of power. This is just dial up to 11, is what we in the community have referred to as principles. Now, we're seeing the fruits of this labor. We're seeing it completely. And even if you want to say that Haro, obviously the destroyer, we're never going to get the Himalayan, strong physical form, ever again, which I think they really squandered that. We've had 5 years. He should have slimmed down. Not slimmed down to the point that he was, but he should look more like Seki right now, not a fat ass. Lost potential there. But nonetheless, his overall destructive power and capability is still there. He's slamming right into Ohma, and Ohma isn't budging. And he can't even move. And even, I forget this guy's name, the mustachioed man there. He, the guy who's been there, the pro wrestler since the beginning, even he's got a sweat drop. I believe he's in Fist of the Seeker. And even he's there going like, holy crap, like this is like, wow, that's just fantastic. Like, he stopped Haro. Like, even if Haro, no matter what tier you put him in, nobody's going to deny the man can run through a brick wall. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't need to put Julius in S tier to say that Julius literally hauled an F1 racer, which is just ridiculous, into destruction. You know what I mean? So, the amount of power being used cannot be denied. And this redirection, obviously, boom, he slams Haro down. And, Ohma's sweating, but he seems to be like, oh yeah, he's just focused sort of idea. And the Asura is here. Tokita Ohma, with his finger raised one more time. Let's go one more time, brother. And I just, our main character, I know, so many people disappointed, and I see your complaints about the whole Ohma coming back, and the, Kogan Ryuki had a decent new storyline going and stuff like that. But, as I said, I don't agree necessarily that it was a good choice to bring Ohma back to life. But since he's here anyways, I'm going to enjoy the man being my main character that I fell in love with in the first series. You know what I'm saying? So, Merry Christmas to me. Because Ohma's just here on Christmas Day showing off all his S-tier tomfoolery. And it's great. It's absolutely great. Haru's even like, I can't go again. Like, what are you doing? And Ohma's just like, what do you mean? You wiped out so soon? He's like, how do you have this much stamina? So obviously they've been going at it for a while here. He's like, I tackled him as hard as I could. He didn't even move. What the hell? And then Jose. I've been missing Jose. I have been missing this man. I feel like he was done dirty. Out of all the newly introduced characters, I can honestly say, out of Purgatory, I actually wanted Jose. I know the Yumigahara shit happened, yada yada yada, and he was, beaten within an inch of his life. But I wanted Jose as an A-tier gladiator to show up in the Purgatory matches, because Jose, to me, is far more interesting than half of that roster. I always thought Jose was kind of cool. We got this Latino in here, another sort of Seki type character, all about the wrestling, all about, he's got this demeanor to him sort of idea. Like, it just would have been nice to have that niche. And I always thought his design was cool. I liked a lot of things about Jose. And now we see him without his mask on. I mean, we've seen that before, in the hospital and stuff. But now we see him without his mask on, and he's like, and Ohma remarks on that and stuff. But I'm just like, yeah, Jose, because it's, again, my biggest problem with the Koga-Yumigahara fight is that Yumigahara and Jose, I mean, he might have busted, like, literally shattered his arm and beaten him pretty good, but he got, like, hospitalized level defeated in his second bout with Yumigahara. And now you're telling me that Koga would do the same thing? Yumigahara had the floor wiped with him. You're trying to tell me that Koga would be able to do the same to Jose, the 4D Latino? Absolutely fucking not. Fuck the Koga power scaling. Out of here. But I'm just happy that Jose is back, because when he was introduced in Omega, he was one of my favorite just new characters, and I just think he hasn't had enough time to shine. I really don't, Same with Carlos. I like Carlos, I like Jose, and we just don't get enough of them, in my opinion. So anyways, so they go on, and Jose's like, all right, I'm an A-tier, A-lister. I'm just stretch first. Alrighty, let's go, Ohma. Boom, and he's just going, comprende, and just going at him, and it's actually pretty good that, like, Ohma is still showcasing, like, this is what he's doing. He's like, hey, you holding back? Hit me like you mean it and stuff. And boom, all of a sudden, we see him. He actually gets a kick. Like, the punch seems to, like, go through him. So that's more like Inception of Intent, pre-initiative. And then boom, the kick. The kick actually lands. And we see the ripple effect on Ohma while he just stands there. But we have the sound effect of almost like once it made contact, all the destructive capability was like just gone. All that power was boom, gone. Poof, puff of smoke. Very, like, that's something new. That is the improvement we're talking about here and stuff. Jose even's like, what the hell just happened? So then Jose tries to trip him up. He looks like he's going to go for another kick. He steps back and then goes for a punch. And boom, it actually slam. It does land, but we still get that while he strikes him in the face, he strikes him a couple times as well with his other arm. So he strikes here with one arm and then poof, poof, into the chest. The chest ones do nothing. The fake out punch to his face actually managed to hit, though Ohma was able to boom, like, be able to reduce the damage, and once he made contact, he was able to diverse it and stuff like that. But still, it was like, whoa! So he still took the hit to the face, and his nose is bleeding as a result. And I was like, oh wow, you actually slipped that hit by me. Let's go. And even Jose is just there, like, hold on a minute. What on God's green earth is this horse shit right now? What is happening, And I love it because he only that one fake out, but all the other hits just seem to lose all power. It's almost like he barely touched it. He couldn't touch him and stuff. And this is, as we've seen, what Shen has been able to do before. Almost just there, the strikes are not hitting anywhere in his core. What the hell is he doing to make that shit happen? And almost just looking like a beast. He's got his wife beater on. He just looking tanky. I really got to work out more. I got to get my arms back to what they were, because this is just flab. This is nothing. This is shit. Like, look at this. This weak ass skinny shit. I got to get back to my Ohma form. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back to what I was, 10 years ago. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Ohma's just looking, and all this is a what people will call glazing. This is an Ohma glazing chapter. I have no problem with this. I have no problem. We're showing the improvement while not shitting on the other people, just showing the vast improvement that Ohma has done. So he's like, so this is how he's been doing stuff. And, they're like, all right, so let's keep going at it. We miss sort of the rest of the contest here. Still a sparring match, yada yada. And Ohma's just looking. Remember how, Shen Wulong identified the essence of a strike. So it seems like it's all about, once again, an advancement on pre-initiative and the inception of intent is now how Principles has been described. It's not about having this ultimate defense. It's about recognizing the pure essence of a strike, not the way the fist eye does it, but recognizing exactly the way it works and moves, almost very similar to the fist eye, but I would argue this is something that is just a master level martial artist, like Kuroki, Ohma, Ryan, Shen can pull off, probably Agito, very, very soon. This is just a level that you don't need crazy kinetic vision, you don't need the fist eye, you don't need any of that to be able to do this, and just because you have the fist eye doesn't mean you can do this, but it's all about understanding the exact flow of power, right? That's the way I'm determining it, is that yes, it's all about the essence of the strike. It's almost like combining the concept of the fist eye with mastering the flow of power. Like beyond even what the Nico style redirection allows you to do. Just combining those two ideals and going to this perfect and elevating your power to the point of the baseline of Principles. So that seems to be the case here. Seki shows up. And this is what I'm talking about. This is Christmas come, well, I was going to say come early. No, Christmas literally came this day, and here is our present, guys. Not only do we get a chapter, which is fine. It's an okay chapter. Nothing crazy. A little Ohma glazing, and if you like Ohma, not a bad Christmas gift, right? Better than Koga versus Yumigahara being under the Christmas tree, right? No. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Seki showing up. And apparently, Jose, while still wheezing and on his feet, said that managed to land 2 hits on Ohma. Yumigahara couldn't do that. Neither could Koga. Jose is stronger. Fuck this A-tier Koga bullshit. But 2 hits on Ohma, who has now advanced himself to this crazy level, right? Top of S tier, right up there. And boom, Jose is just like, this is just an absolute nightmare. And then boom, he doesn't even wait for anything. Seki, the Hell's Angel, jumps into the ring. He just flips himself into that ring and says, sorry about the wait, Tokita. The headliner's finally here. And it's just like an end of chapter. How hype. We haven't had, like, once again, Yumigahara, Koga, that's not really a rematch. We had our, first actual, if I'm remembering this correctly, our first real rematch in the entire series literally just happened in the finals of the real tournament, Gaolang versus Agito. While the first fight between the two was better overall, I'd still say the Agito versus Gaolang fight is one of the best fights in Omega. And that doesn't mean that all the fights in Omega are shit. It was a very good fight, is my point. Not as good as the first round, but that was our first rematch of 2 top tiers that we ever got, and it was awesome. Seki and Ohma fought before the Kengan Annihilation Tournament was even goddamn mentioned. This is one of the oldest fights in the series. And finally, Seki and Ohma are going to go at it again. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hyped. Unless, Sandro could screw this up, obviously. However, as we just saw, Ohma hasn't mastered this. It's unrefined. It's not perfected in any way, shape, or form yet. And he's using the old legends and the A-listers and people like that to test himself out with different fighting styles, different power, different scale, Ohma is utilizing this and training himself up in this method for these next 6 months, right? And right now, he's at the wrestling dojo and he's just like, all right, let's test out what I've learned and how I can apply it and, refine it better. A lot of people say it, and I've seen it, it's like, oh, this would be so exciting if we knew that Ohma wasn't this now on the steps to the god tiers and blah, blah, blah. Well, you might put Seki in top of B or even A tier and stuff like that. I've seen very few people put Seki in S tier, and there's like, there should be no way this guy can do yada yada yada. However, Jose managed 2 clean hits on the man. Seki, I would argue, is the strongest wrestler at the dojo, the strongest wrestler in the series, and we've seen Seki. He finally lost 1 fight out of many to Cao Pang, 1 time, so Seki was still keeping up, being able to beat up that hardhead, and the Okubo thing, right? But we know that Okubo also improved. How much has Seki improved? And how much is Ohma going to rely on this new power, trying to utilize it, capitalize, and what will Seki do? Seki will likely capitalize on Ohma not sticking to what he knows, what he's already mastered. I really feel like there's an easy way to drop the ball here, but I still think this rematch, one of the oldest fights in Kengan, will actually be really good. I think we're going to get... I don't think it's going to be this long, drawn-out 5-chapter fight, but I do think the chapter, or maybe 2, that we get, just expectations here, because this is just a spar, it's not a match, but I feel like we do get a full chapter at least, and it's going to be better than I think a lot of people are anticipating. Because on the paper, it sounds like Ohma should wash Seki, right? But Ohma just now took 2 hits from Jose. And he's trying. Ohma is trying to utilize what Shen can do, and he's messing up clearly. Or Jose is skilled enough to be able to catch him still off guard. Right? It's imperfect. It's unrefined. Seki's more of a master than Jose or Haro. I feel like he takes advantage of this. You know? Maybe that's just me. And once again, Seki is, he's that guy. He's just that guy. He's got the charisma. He's got the credibility behind him. He's got, there's weight to this man's name. And I really do think that this will also showcase Seki has improved in the tier rankings as well. Or I hope it does. Because I can't wait, as none of us can wait, for Cat 2. It's one of the most anticipated things. I was hoping that was sort of combined with the fight against Shen. Not sure what the direction is now. But that's where I thought we would showcase all returning characters, all new characters, and all the improvements they have made. And we'd have this beautifully long, manga level long tournament. Maybe that will still happen, but here I got to be honest with you guys. I am just looking forward to seeing Seki and Ohma go at it again. Even if it's only a chapter, even if it's only a spar, even if they're not beaten black and blue and bloody, I still think watch out for Seki. I don't think Seki's gonna, I don't know what he's going to call it, but he's going to be like, oh, yeah, but I'm wise to your shit. You don't think that I knew about the connector? You don't think I knew what you were doing training the men? You don't think that I'm informed? You don't think I haven't thought about how to handle this type of shit? So, let's just wait and see. That's all I can say. But, I really liked the chapter, guys. I thought the chapter was fun, and the setup into these next chapters to start us off strong into the new year. Seki versus Ohma is one good way to do it. I'm just saying, even as a spar, as long as Sandro gives us a solid chapter worth of it, I think that's what would you rather him hype us up with? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you have a very happy Christmas, no matter who you choose to spend it with or how you choose to spend it. I really do hope you have an excellent one, and into the new year as well. Obviously, this has not been my year, but, I hope it has been yours, or if also you're in the same boat as me and this has been one of those years, hopefully 2025 has a better story for you and for me. That's all I can say. But yeah, Merry Christmas once again. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and we'll see you back here next time for some more Kengan Omega. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, Happy Christmas.